Hey guys, Magnus here, bringing you another video. Today we are doing the third match of Battle of the Best Events, TSTO, Battle of the Best Events. So after this episode there is only one more left for round 4, so we are closing round 4 pretty quickly. Obviously it's a short round in total, there's only 4 matches in round 4. And we're going to be getting on to the semi-finale soon, so it's getting tight, it's getting real tight. So today, we're going to be versing Mozark against Secret Agents. Let's get into it. 5 points to be won, you know the deal. If you don't know what the points all stand for, then why are you watching this episode? Watch the first one. So, starting off, we are going to talk about structure and theme for the oldest of the events, which I'm not even sure, which is the oldest of these events? Oh god. So 2018 for Mozark and Secret Agents, I'm pretty sure it was 2016? No, it's 2017. So Secret Agents was the older of the events, so we'll do that one first. So of course Secret Agents is an event based around the theme of agents and secret agents, I guess, is probably the best way to describe it. I mean, we'll just go with the easy explanation. Essentially what this update really was, though, is a way of tying in sort of different things from different episodes. So obviously we got like a lot of actual secret agent characters like Agent Bond and Wayne Slater and that James Bond character person, but you got like some like your sort of stereotypical bad guys, if you will. So we got like a costume for Hank Scorpio, we got Femme Fatale, obviously Russ Cargill was thrown in here, so there was a lot of sort of different things that tied into this. This kind of acted as a almost like a you only move twice. Is it you only move twice? The episode that Hank Scorpio's in, we got a lot of stuff from that episode. We got a lot of stuff from the movie. It actually threw in a lot of different episodes and pulled from a lot of different content throughout like the entire Simpsons run, and constructed a really awesome event with that content. So I actually really appreciated the theme of this one. I think despite it being kind of out there and kind of like unusual, it worked really well. And on top of that, they actually quite cleverly tied in a lot of your sort of mundane buildings. So we got buildings like the Cappuccino Royale and the Dents and the dry cleaners and the Painless Dentistry and Not What It Seems. Like these sort of everyday buildings, if you will, that were lacking in the town actually. Like we had a lot of updates that had added a lot of sort of things. And I think the way they tied them in kind of fits into the theme a little bit, because it was meant to be that these places were, you know, used to for nefarious reasons to spy on the town, and they did that with the decorations as well. Like they gave us the manhole that had the little thing that popped up, and I'm quite accepting of these decorations, you know, because you can have them be either or. You can have them be the little secret agent thing, or you can just have them sit on their own as like normal, like a normal bus shelter or a normal manhole. It's why I really love those robots that we got in the Rise of Robot update. The one with like Flanders' car and Homer's car. I really appreciate them, just because it reminded me a lot of the Secret Agents update. In terms of the structure, we obviously had 3-act structure. Crafting was there. There was also the situation room where you could level up your sort of thing. Yeah, crafting for decorations. You had the drone scan little mini game as well, which was kind of cool. Yeah, lots of awesome stuff in this one. Structure, obviously 3-act, quite classic, but the zoo is the same thing, so you can't complain. So, yeah, overall, very solid update. Very enjoyed this one a lot. Moving on to the zoo update. So the theme is very simple, zoo. It's a zoo update. I will say, though, I don't think a lot of the things that were tied in necessarily as well as the Secret Agents one. I feel like the Secret Agents event tied in a lot of the sort of unusual stuff and like your mundane buildings. They tied them in better than this update tied in the exotic sort of creatures like your like the dinosaurs and the giant lobster scorpion and the three-eyed whale. Like they felt a little tagged on for me, not gonna lie. Although I really liked how this update tied in, giving us a few sort of different-ish characters. Like we got like Teenage Homer and Brittany Brockman. I think like Brittany Brockman and T-Rex and Teenage Homer, they were all tied in quite well. Like Alison Taylor was sort of thrown in there, but it made sense because they had this whole like sort of, you know, well, kids go to the zoo, so why not throw in a few kids? And yeah, I actually really liked how they included a lot of their sort of different characters, like Sarah Wiggum as well. Like they threw in these characters. Not gonna lie, it's not perfect. They don't tie them in perfectly well, but they at least attempted to, and that gives us better characters. And I know this is kind of leaning into characters a little bit, but I think it is a part of the theme as well, because obviously the theme is only as good as it ties everything together, because the theme is meant to tie all the items together, and I think in that respect this update did quite well in tying in some of those cooler characters. In the terms of the structure, we obviously had 3-act structure, just like Secret Agents update, your classic thing. However, the crafting was a little different this year or this update, because what they did is you actually had to sort of upgrade your exhibits, and by upgrading your exhibits, you got different like parts to your exhibit. So you got like different like rocks and different bushes and sort of that, and also different animals that you could sort of place into different areas. Like you could place the animals where you'd like. And I actually really respected this. I thought this was a really cool aspect of it as well. So yeah, huge props for that. So which one am I going to give the point to? Secret Agents. I just think, I love the zoo. I love being able to build your own zoo. I thought that whole aspect was really awesome. But like I said before, I think it felt a little odd in the final act. And it was mainly all like the exotic animals, like all the alien creatures and all that we got. That part for me felt a little unneeded. I think they could have just focused in more on giving us just a more variety of animals. Like, for example, we have like a lot, like they just had like the big cat exhibit, and you just put a bunch of different big cats in. And again, I know this is going on to buildings a little bit, but I probably shouldn't say that. I feel like that's more of a building point maybe. But I just feel like the animals they decided to focus on in the theme, in the sense that what they decided to sort of throw together to, what I'm basically trying to say is the theme I don't think is consistent, because we get a bunch of alien things, and those aren't things you find in any sort of zoo. Also, I just find there's like missed opportunities in this event as well in Mozark. I think the octoputlets would have been a great opportunity. I know like that's such a nitpick, and like, maybe they've got something planned, but it's not like the octoputlets were added like anytime soon. We still haven't got them in the game. Like there was a missed opportunity there to hone in on that. Yeah, I like a lot of the aspects of the zoo update. I like the characters we get. I like the general feel of it. But I just think the Secret Agents has a much better feel to the update. There's a lot more interaction, I think, as well. The zoo stuff could get very tedious. Even the crafting, like, although, yeah, like Secret Agents, you've got like a bunch of crappy decorations that you have to get through the crafting. And some of them are really cool, some of them are a little bit crappy. But with the zoo, it was like, oh my god, I have to do all this to unlock a freaking lemur. Just so if I want to put a lemur in my exhibit, I've got to do all this. Like, I think the crafting actually was probably more engaging in the Secret Agents update as well. So for that reason, I know I'm like leaning into bit like actual content, but for that reason, I'm gonna give this point to Secret Agents. I feel pretty happy with doing that one. So let's move on to the characters and costumes. So starting off with the older of the events, we of course have to look at Secret Agents. So what characters did we get? Again, we're doing the whole 5-point thing. So first of all, we have Agent Bond. Now, I like Agent Bond a lot. I think he is actually a good first prize. Although he is a small character and he's a parody character, I think as a first prize, he actually acts really well. And I think what they did with him is really cool. So I'm going to give 3 points to him. I think that's being quite generous. Wayne Slater, I'm not going to lie, I found him a tad generic. I'm going to give him 2. For Stradivarius Kane, I'm going to also give him 2. Like, he's a parody, and I actually just preferred Agent Bond a lot more. Maybe it's because Agent Bond has a bit of voice, but yeah, it could be that. Maybe it's just really as arbitrary as that, but I just found Agent Bond a lot cooler as a final prize than I did with this other James Bond character parody. And then we have the Ghost Enforcer and the Grindhouse Assassin. They're both NPCs, but I think they deserve a point each, so they just get 1 point each. For the Yakuza boss, I'm going to give him 2. I think he is a cool little inclusion. I'm tempted to give him 3. No, I'm just gonna give him 2. I think he is cool enough though. Femme Fatale, I will give 3 points to. I actually like her a lot. Yeah, she's super cool, and she's quite cheap as well. Only 60 donuts for her. Admiral Hoxer, I'm probably also gonna give him 3 as well. You know, I think he was pretty cool. Russ Cargill. Yeah, he was a great inclusion. He made a lot of sense. 4 points for sure. He's an awesome character. And then the nerds, I'm going to give the nerds, Benjamin, Doug, and Gary, they get 3 points each. So 3 points for Gary, 3 points for Doug, and then 1, 2, 3 points for Gary. Sorry, and Benjamin. Whatever. Those nerds. And then we have a few costumes. Camera Hat Homer. I'm like iffy on this one. I kind of like it. I'm going to give it 2 points just to be fair. And then Master Hank Scorpio, I'm just going to give the 1. I like how they gave us a costume, but it is a tapped out exclusive, and I didn't find it that compelling, so I think 1 point is fair. So, in total, we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 32 points. I think I tallied that right. If I did, if I didn't, I didn't. There you go. 32 points for the secret agents. Okay, let's move on. So we have the zoo update. So first of all, we have Larry Kidkill. Now, this will be a bit controversial. I do find Larry Kidkill slightly generic, but I think the way that he sort of led the event was actually quite cool. So I'm going to give him 4 points. I was recently just scrolling through the quest line of this event as I was just sort of researching this video. And yeah, Larry is actually kind of cool. So I'm going to give him 4 to be nice. Brittany Brockman, I actually really like Brittany Brockman. I don't know, there's something about her look. Just she looks like a mini Ken Brockman. I'm gonna give her 3. T-Rex, I'll be honest, is so boring. I hate the hipster character. I know I did that whole hipster update, but I don't like these hipster characters. They're just so generic and one note. He gets 1 point because he was free. Teenage Homer, I'm just gonna give 1.2. It started a trend. I do like it. It's cool, but I really just. I wished if I could turn back time and make Tapped Out instead make these costumes, I would. Aslan, I'm going to give Aslan a solid 2. I think he's good, but his inclusion is a little Like, I know, like, yeah, he's a lion. What do you mean, his inclusion? His inclusion is because he's a talking lion, but he comes from, like, a fantasy episode. So why is he in the zoo update? It doesn't actually make that much sense. Kitenge, I don't give a crap. Kitenge gets 3 points. I love Kitenge. I actually don't mind that travel episode. I know it's like reviewed like really badly, but I kind of like it. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's like my one bad Simpsons take. Alison Taylor, I think, gets 3 points. Very solid. Joan Buswell, I'm probably just going to give 2. Knifey Spoonie, I actually liked his inclusion. I'm going to give him 2 too. Yo-Yo doesn't get a point whatsoever. I just didn't like Yo-Yo's adding Yo-Yo in made no sense to me because the only like slight correlation you can get is it's a kangaroo, but like it's such a weak connection. So it's like an anime. So like why are you adding? Do you see what I mean? Like it's just such a weak connection. Sarah Wiggum, I'm gonna give 3 or 4. I'll give 4 points to her just to round it off. I'll be nice. 4 points to Sarah Wiggum. She is okay. Mad Dr. Hibbert is a really cool costume. I'm gonna give 3 points for that one. And Butterfly Maggie doesn't get a point because it was super premium. I make a habit of only giving super premium items points if only they're worth it. A super premium item can never get more than 1 point. Is my point. But hey. Anyway. That means that the zoo update finishes with 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 28, which means the winner is Secret Agents. Okay. Interesting. Let's move on to buildings. So starting off with the Secret Agents event. So we have the agency headquarters. The agency headquarters, I think, there's a lot of like cool costumes for it. I'm not going to go through all the different facades for the agent headquarters. I'm just going to give the agent headquarters 2 points because there's a lot you can do with them and sort of change them around. The surveillance post, I'm not going to give a point to. The hidden research facility, I'll definitely give a point to that. Cappuccino Royale gets a point. Dent gets a point. Springfield dry cleaning gets a point. You're only owned twice gets a point. Painless Dentistry gets a point. Not What It Seems gets a point. The Cypress Creek Home gets a point. Sorry, I'm just making sure I'm tallying right. Cafe Kafta gets a point. Stoner's Pop Palace gets 1 point. Cyrus Creek Elementary gets a point. Shaboom Kaboom Cafe gets 2 points. I love that one a lot. Hammock District also gets 2 points. It's a tapped out exclusive, but I generally think it's like the best tapped out exclusive thing that we've ever got. Crouching Panda Hidden Egg Roll gets a point. And the the Globex Compound gets a point too. Like I said, there was all those different skins, but I'm going to give a bonus point. It might be controversial. Bonus point just for the way that they include all these buildings. Because I don't feel like I like a lot of these buildings deserve like an extra point each. But then some of them I really like. The Cappuccino Royale, I don't think it deserves like an extra point. It probably just deserves 1, but it is such a nice, snappy looking building. And like the Cafe Kafta is another example of that. And the Stoner's Pop Palace is another example. So I'm just going to give a bonus point just for those sort of those buildings that look extra nice. So that means that Secret Agents ends with a nice total 20 points. So let's move on to the zoo update. So what do we have in the zoo update? Let's have a look, shall we? So we have the Canary M Birdhouse, which I will give a point to. The Slimu Auditorium gets a point for sure. I'm not going to count the Tower of Babel because it's it was a Rosh Hashanah or whatever it's called, the Jewish holiday. Big Bug House, sure, that'll be nice. Pink Bearded Yogurt, like this one a lot. I'll give it 2. I'll be nice. Atlantis gets a point. I actually do like that one a lot. I didn't think I would like it at first, but I actually kind of like these bubble buildings. They look kind of neat, and I think you can do things to sort of get around. You know, you can put things around it to make it look even cooler. The African Tree Resort gets a point. The Taylor House gets a point. Chimp Refuge gets a point. The Surfson's House. I'm not going to give it a point. See, this is the one thing about the Surfson's House. It looks just so crappy and disgusting, and also it didn't really make sense in this update anyway, because like I said, it's a fantasy building. And then the Springfield Aquarium, I'll be nice. I'll give that one 2. I'll give it 3 points. There you go. I'm crazy because I know what's going to win. Obviously, the winner of this point is Secret Agents. Secret Agents just has a great amount of buildings, and even if I was very generous to the zoo update, it wouldn't have won. So this is actually interesting. We've got our first round that ended without entering decorations. First match in round 4 that didn't go into decorations. Yeah, wow, that's actually really cool. In terms of the decorations point, if you're interested, Secret Agents would also get the decorations point. The decorations in that update, like I said before, are very cool, so I would have had to give them the decoration point. And in terms of the overall feel point, it would have also gone to Secret Agents. Mozark is a great update, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of awesome stuff in that one. But yeah, against Secret Agents, it's no beating it. I think I'm not logged in. Oh, I've been logged out, so I can't submit the scores. But I'll fill that in. It's not hard to remember. So anyway, obviously that means that Secret Agents will go through to the next round, and next week we're going to be versing Burns Casino at Destination Springfield to see which one goes on to verse against Secret Agents in the semi-finales. And after we've done the last match of round 4, we'll start the semi-finales, starting with Tap Ball versus Homopalooza, and then we'll have Secret Agents versus either one of these updates. And then we'll nearly be finished. Obviously, we'll do the bronze match before we do the finals. So, yeah, lots of cool stuff here. I hope you enjoyed. Tell me your thoughts. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you disagree. I think this one's a no-brainer, personally. Mozark has gotten as far as it probably could. So, yeah. Hope you enjoyed anyway. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.